Although the end goal of Pokemon is to capture all of the Pokemon, I have only been able to do this once in Pokemon Diamond. But throughout that journey, a couple of Pokemon gave me a lot of trouble to obtain. It's not always easy to find that one Pokemon that you truly need, and today we will look at some of these Pokemon by counting down the top 5 hardest Pokemon to obtain. Keep in mind for this video, we aren't going to be focusing on whether or not the Pokemon is hard to catch or encounter. We will be focusing on the fact that it is rather difficult to get one of these Pokemon in possession. So in other words, if you see someone with one of the Pokemon on this list, give them some props. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon top 5s like this. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. In Generation 4, one of the hardest Pokemon to obtain is definitely Vespiquen. To start off my reasoning, Vespiquen cannot be found in the wild, so you have to catch a Combee and evolve it into a Vespiquen at level 21. But the catch is you can only evolve Combee into Vespiquen if it is a female Combee. Now, this doesn't seem too hard, but the method of encountering Combee can take so much time if you are unlucky. What you have to do is put honey on one of the honey trees that are distributed throughout the region, wait 10 hours, and press A on the shaking tree. It could take you several tries to finally get a Combee, and once you do, well, you'd be very lucky if it's a female, considering that Combee has only a 12.5% chance to be a female. The worst feeling in the world is finally finding that Combee and having it be male. In the number 4 spot, we have Spiritomb. It's so sad that it's rather hard and tedious to get Spiritomb because he's such a cool Pokemon. In order to encounter Spiritomb in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you must first get the item the Odd Keystone, which can be obtained from a black belt west of Hearthome City. Once you have it, take it to Route 209 and place it in the Hollowed Tower. Then you must go underground and talk to 32 people. Now this doesn't seem too bad, but it can be very tedious. One of the easiest and best ways to do this is to get another DS and launch it up with one of the Gen 4 Sinnoh games. Then you're going to want to use your Explorer Kit and go underground. Once you're down there, you have to find yourself on the other copy of the game from the cartridge in which you want Spiritomb on. I hope this is not confusing you. Then you need to talk to yourself. Once you talk to yourself, leave the underground, come right back down after, and do this 32 times. Once done, head back to the Hollowed Tower and interact with it. Spiritomb should then appear. It's honestly such a long, drawn-out process, so whenever I see someone with a legit Spiritomb in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, I have massive respect for them. Next up, we have Feebas. Feebas has to be one of the hardest Pokemon to find in the wild in Generation 3. Before you start looking for one, you need an Old Rod, Good Rod, or a Super Rod, a Pokemon with Surf, and a lot of patience. Start by going to Route 119 and surfing on the water. This is where Feebas can be found. Now, this is where the tricky part comes into play. Feebas can only be found on 6 of the hundreds of water tiles on the route. So it is your job to cycle through every one of the tiles until you find that Feebas that you so heavily desire. This can be such a pain to do. You either have to be insanely lucky or one of the most patient people on Earth. The number 2 spot goes to a legit shiny Manaphy coming from the Pokemon Ranger games. In order to get this Pokemon, you have to beat Pokemon Ranger. Beating the game unlocks you a special password screen, and from there you have to enter a code. This code assigns you the mission, Recover the Precious Egg. Once you complete the mission, you are given the Manaphy egg and you can transfer it to Pokemon Diamond or Pearl. Now if you were to hatch the Manaphy in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, there is no chance it would be shiny. So you have to transfer it to a different game first. But here's the thing, you have one chance to transfer this Manaphy egg, hatch it, and have it be shiny. And if it's not shiny, you're out of luck unless you have another copy of Pokemon Ranger that you can beat the game on again, just to be able to send another egg to Pokemon Diamond or Pearl. Honestly, the process of getting a shiny Manaphy seems impossible, but there is one more Pokemon that I believe is way harder to get. In the number 1 spot, we have obtaining 2 of the same Spinda. Honestly, I bet a lot of you guys saw this coming. If you don't know, Spinda is a very unique Pokemon, being that the spots on its body can appear in different places. In fact, there are about 4,294,967,296 unique Spinda patterns. That's not even counting the shiny patterns. So you can imagine how long it would take for you to try and find the exact same Spinda as the one you already have. This whole concept behind Spinda makes this Pokemon insanely unique, and it honestly makes me love this Pokemon purely because of this. There's a good chance that no one on Earth has the same exact Spinda pattern that I do, and that's pretty cool to me. So that's gonna do it for the video. If you did happen to enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon content. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.